How's it hanging, y'all? So, we are doing something very fun today. I'm going to or that I will be normally making as a future commission type, and also as what I'm doing for my giveaway on Twitter right now, which, by the way, if you are not following me on Twitter already, you should, especially if you like my art. I am currently going to be giving away one of these animated headshots we'll be making today of whatever character you enter, so come and join. See if you get one. My finger hurts? Why does your finger hurt? No! But I hope everyone is doing well. I am a little bit low spoons right now just because it's been a hectic couple of days, but otherwise doing very good. There's just a lot going on. But I hope all of you are having a good week, having a good weekend. It is Saturday afternoon for me, so I am really happy because that means that tomorrow is the day I get to spend with my best friend in the whole world, so... But I sketched this out, and that's what we're going to be working on today. It's just going to be simple. I'm going to be doing some basic hair movements in Live 2D, as well as kind of having the head bob back and forth. I kind of want to see if I can make the ghost's tail wiggle a little bit, and then I'm going to have myself kind of tilt my head to the side and do a wink when we animate it. So let's go ahead and start the lining process. I don't think I've ever actually done animated work on stream before, so you get to see the absolute mess that is organizing line art for Live 2D. Because we have to do this. We have to make individual layers for everything. And I'm actually realizing I have to move my microphone because I need to be able to label all of my layers, and that's gonna make typing kind of hard if my microphone is in front of my keyboard. Yippee! Hi, Miles! I hope you're doing well, Miles.
Good. Good. I can take over the stream. It'll be called Causing Arson in Dad's Kitchen.
No.
You're welcome to join me burning the place down.
Beauregard? No, we've talked about this. So I normally start with the eyes and the head when I'm doing, actually, you know, we're gonna start with the head, not the eyes, because I want to make sure they actually fit right. But so when you draw anything for Live 2D, you have to draw kind of through everything. So we're gonna be doing a lot of drawing through things today. And the line art stage is going to be a mess. I'm letting you know right now. Hi there, Dreams and Stardust. Welcome on in. I'm so glad to see you. And I'm doing really good, Miles. It's been like a long week, but like in not a bad way, if that makes sense. There's just been a lot going on. So we kind of draw a skull shape like this, and then I'm just gonna label this layer head, and we will kind of keep moving through and doing all sorts of things. I think I'm gonna draw the neck like
or
this.
anywhere your first stream I've been able to catch. Hope everything goes great for your 1K celebration.
Thank you so much, Amu. I really appreciate it. Also, I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. I am very not smart when it comes to pronouncing things correctly, so please correct me if I get it wrong. But thank you so much, and I'm so glad that you were able to stop by. We're just gonna kind of do... Actually, I show a lot more of my chest in this outfit, so we're gonna kind of make the neck layer sort of neck end part of the chest to make it make sense. Ah! How dare you! Mori, I know that was you! Actually, you know what? What we might do is actually, because the neck and the chest won't really be moving all that much since it's just an animated headshot, what we might do is, actually make the entire chest section, not including the hair, one layer, because it's not like a full model, so we don't really have to worry about things having to move around independently from one another. Ah! So many love ghosts. Mod Tim, it was you. How dare you. Mod Tim has the benefit of having literally all of the channel points all of the time, because he is here all the
I am
time,
dyslexic and I choose the worst name for dyslexic PPA. I am totally the smartest Octocat alive.
Ah, the Geno! But listen, no, that is... Oh my goodness! I am being bullied. There's head pats and ghosts. Thank you for the head pats. Why would you hit me with ghosts and then give me head pats? How dare? I feel like I'm being like love bombed and gaslit right now. You're all sending me head pats and then immediately throwing shit at me afterwards. But oh, the vine boom. So what we're gonna do is, this is gonna not move very much, so this is gonna be really messy, because I'm not gonna worry too super much about how the parts under the hair will look. Thank you for more head pats. Just because they're not gonna show. But the outfit that I'm drawing is actually for the new model that I'm working on that I don't mind showing y'all. Let me actually bring that up so I can have a reference. With the ghosts today! Thank you for the hydrate, Rhea. I will absolutely take a sip. Let me just open this file first if I can find it. Where is my model? Oh lord, I realized what the gene it is. Carry on, we'll carry on. Yeah, listen, if you can't tell just by looking at me, I grew up an emo kid. So like we have the G note redeem. But I am currently drinking some peach water as per usual. So if you have any form of beverage that is not alcoholic, it counts. Take a sip with me and tell me what you're drinking in the chat. Also, Baby Toothless, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to Half Moon Hollow. But we're drawing this outfit because I feel like having my titties out. My very masculine pecs twitch, by the way. My model has top surgery. You can't get mad at me. I say looking directly at the Twitch staff. That model is kind of attractive. Hey. I reserve my right, as a trans person, to be hot literally all of the time. So we're gonna have kind of a little bit of collar showing there. This is gonna look like it makes no sense, and I promise once we are coloring it, everything is gonna like just kind of come together. It's gonna look really weird at first. Ooh, you have strawberry acai lemonade? Is it acai or acai? I don't know how to pronounce things. Get my shoulder in here. I need to figure out how I want to draw this little part. So my new outfit has sort of a cape on it that comes off of the suit jacket that I wear. So it's going to kind of show in the background a little. I don't actually know if it would show around this part though. I think we're just going to kind of show that it loops around and kind of becomes looser. Does it count if I have alcohol and also not alcohol? Tubi, we are in the same time zone. It is 2:13 p.m. It is 2:13 p.m. Put the alcohol down and go drink some water. My girl, I love you. Drink responsibly. That's fine for that. It looks very strange right now, but that's fine. We're just gonna label this chest. No, that's fine. I can actually also technically make my ear a part of the head layer on this one. Normally when I do live 2D models, the ears are an entirely separate layer, so but since this is just a headshot that's not gonna have like actual head angles or anything, it should be fine. Work was bad? Okay, you know what, that's fair. Just make sure you're drinking responsibly, that's all I ask. One of the things I want to get better about, I always do these like really cartoony style ears. It's just like how I've always drawn them. I want to get better about like making them more detailed. Arnold Palmer and whiskey is tasty for those who are of age. I mean, like, you're not wrong. Listen, I'm 28. I can drink whatever the hell I want. Alright, so that's fine for the head. The other ear won't really show even if I have my hair moving, so that's fine. Let's make our little ghosty friend. So the ghost, I think we're gonna break up into two or three different parts, probably. So the first part is going to be this little head part here. And If I can draw a curved shape, that would be awesome. What I'll do is I'll do like... Because, like, if I draw this all as one body, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to have the tail do what I want. What I'll do probably is just take this full shape, get rid of the tail part now that I've drawn that. So the body kind of goes like that, and then we'll draw... I think Boo's going to be smiling in this. He's just going to be having a great little time. Seeing any of your models gives me the vibe that I'd absolutely listen to you info dump about the Arcane nonstop. Well, I would hope so, because I do in fact love info dumping about the Arcane. Anything arcane and spooky is my jam. I wanna, like, how do I... Every time I draw Boo, I have the urge to draw Boo making, like... You know the little face that the Hu-Tao ghosts make? Like, I always want to draw him making that face, because he's just so mischievous and stinky. But he normally makes, like, a little... When he's happy, he does, like, a little... :3 face, little cat face. I keep forgetting I think I'm the youngest of our D&D crew. Are you, 2B? Is it weird? I always imagine you being older than me. I don't know why. I always, whenever we talk, I'm always like, yeah, she's older than me. I don't know. I'm terrible at, like, guessing that sort of thing, though. So, you know, take everything I say about anything related to age with a grain of salt. So we're gonna label this.
Let me be mischievous, father.
You can be mischievous as long as you stop lighting my house on fire every time I stream, Boo. The arson needs to stop. A Boo tail. Are you to be? See, like, yeah, I don't know why, I always imagine that I'm the youngest. I think it's just because I'm the youngest in my family when it comes to most things, so, like, I'm always like, yeah, no, I'm the baby. I have to be the baby. Do Boo arms. Every time I type, my model's going to freak out because of where my camera is right now. I really need to, at some point, like, maybe I'll put it on my throne or something. I need one of those, arms that you can attach to your desk that you can put your phone on. At some point, I need to buy one. Because right now, I'm using, like, a little photo stand thing to hold up my phone that I use for, VTuber tracking. And when I do that, it's very hard because I have this big Cintiq tablet on my desk, and there's no good spot to, like, put it when I'm drawing. When I'm gaming, it's fine, because it can just go next to my computer screen. But whenever I'm drawing, it, like, makes tracking really hard, so I have it, like, propped up behind the tablet looking down at me right now, but it makes my face angles all weird. So, I apologize if the tracking is a little strained when we draw. I need to get a better setup for that at some point. Also, thank you so much for the offerings to the ghosts, Aria. It's good to see you. Is it Miss Chef instead of Mischief, Boo? Hashtag typo in the chat. If any of you are subscribers, we have the lovely typo emoji that I use to abuse myself all the time because I can't spell for shit. But so whenever I break down eyes in Live 2D, I have, like, a specific way of going about doing it. I think it's pretty standard as far as, like, what other people do goes. But I do each of the eyelids separately, and then I create a clipping mask for the eyeball, and clip it to the eye white, like the white part of your eye behind it, so that way no matter what you do, your eyeball can't leave, like, the width of your eye, if that makes sense. Minor spelling mistake, I win. Listen, the typo emote was made so my chat could make fun of me because I suck at spelling. I will typo everything. This one we just label eye, lid, top, R, because it's the right one. Thank you for the save reminder. We will save right now. And saved. And then we also do just like this. I also, I don't do coloring on my line art. I don't do coloring on my line art until we have all the base colors down. We'll do This is going to be a relatively simple rig, so normally I would actually separate this little lash, but because it's going to be a very simple rig, and it's not going to be for an actual model, it's just going to be for an animation, we don't really need to separate it, so I'm going to make the eyelash on the bottom part of eye, lid, bottom, I can't type, bottom, R. Ugh. I accidentally typoed and it turned my hard eyes on. Honestly, I need to update my desk as well. I love my solid oak cabinet desk, but it does make for a tight fit with all the consoles and dual monitors. Oh my god, Aria, I used to have almost the exact same setup. I had this really big, bulky, beautiful solid wood desk. I don't know if it was oak or not, because it was my childhood desk from my dad's house. But it was very old, it was very nice, but it did not work at all for streaming. Earlier this year, because of all the lovely people who commissioned me, I ended up getting an L desk finally that works much better for my purposes, and now I just need cool stuff and like little things to put on it, because it is so much nicer, and now I just need a good camera setup, and then I'll be good to go. Let's see, we're gonna do... How do I want this lid to be? I'm just gonna... I've been changing how I draw, like, the lid of the eye a lot, because, like, I used to do, like, this all the time on everything, but it looks weird. I don't know, I don't like it. It's not like how an actual eyelid works. What it was I would draw it, like, you know how when you close your eyes you can see the whole lid more, because obviously your eyes are closed? I would draw it like that, even when my eyes were open, and I don't know why. So I fixed that. That is no longer a part of how I draw things, because I've realized that I was, in fact, kind of stupid. It's gonna look really weird until we color all of it. Mine has like 10,000 shelves for my Transformers. Oh, that's really cool. I wish Pottermus were here, Dee. You and Pottermus would get along very well if you like Transformers. This is just gonna be labeled eyeball. I'm going to continually break my model because I keep accidentally hitting the number pad, which triggers all of my toggles. This back on, and I know it kind of comes out on the bottom here, but you won't be able to see that once it's colored. In fact, I'll actually show y'all. I can just take white, and then I normally just create a little shape that goes inside the eye, and we get rid of the eyeball and all the lids and everything for a moment. I just kind of fill it in and make that look nicer than it is right now. And this is going to be the lowermost part of the eye. I normally also, like, kind of blur these two edges out a little bit so it seems a little bit more natural. You put that below everything else on the eye so it sits like this. And then when you take the eyeball, you clip it to that, and then you can't see that part of the eye anymore, but it lets you, like, if I were to transform it, it lets me move the eye in its socket around. And that's how I make things like my model move its eyes around. I almost bought a shelved desk so I could have my Warhammer models at my desk. I'm actually surprised you didn't do that, Tim. Honestly, that would have been very cool. Any Transformer fan is a friend of mine. They're a part of your D&D group, right? Yes, Pottermus is a member of my D&D group who I love very much. I believe he is at work right now. He is stuck at the Five of Guys, being probably in pain because, good lord, retail is a hellscape. Retail, and especially food service, is awful and bad, and no one should ever have to work in it. And until we get proper laws making it so it's illegal to be mean to people who work in the service industry. You helped me pick the one that didn't have the shelves? Okay, but the one that you picked with the shelves had, like, other problems with it. We went through and we picked together, because for those who do not know, Tim is my lovely roommate who I love very, very much. He is one of my best friends in the entire world, and he helps mod for me, and that is why he is here, because he is lovely. We always, like, help each other make big purchases, because Lord knows we both suck at it otherwise. And so we went and we looked through desks for him, a little while after I got my desk. And, like, every desk we found for both of us, not even just for him, it was like, oh, I like this, but I like this part of this one more, and, like, it was just, like, a whole process. Brow. That's not how you spell brow. Brow R. I'm so happy I left my retail job to become a forklift mechanic. Listen, leaving your retail job for the first time to like do something you actually enjoy, or just something that like is more tolerable to you where you're being treated properly, is such a fucking wild experience. So I know I've told this story on stream before, but I do not at all mind telling it again because quite frankly, it is the story about how I got here, and I really appreciate that, and it certainly wouldn't have happened if not for literally all of the lovely people in this stream right now, because all of you are literally the reason that I don't have a day job anymore, and I cannot express how much I fucking appreciate that, because I was not being treated well at my retail job at all. It's my dad. Hi, Sim. I hope you're doing well. As I sit in my food service job. Yeah, listen. It's bad. Also, thank you for the head pats. Yeah, food service is a hellscape. As someone who has worked in food service before, bad, awful. Don't do it if you can't. If you can afford not to do it, don't do it. Everyone be nice to food service workers. If you don't tip your food service workers and you're not polite to them, get out of my stream. I don't want you here. Can I show you something I did last night, Dad? What did you do last night, Sim? My way of leaving the retail industry was kind of kind of climactic, honestly, and a little bit chaotic, and certainly scared the absolute bejesus out of me, because I, at the time, was working just under full-time. I had been doing art part-time for a while, and I had a almost full-time, like 32 hours a week-ish, so a little bit under full-time, job at a very large grocery store, doing their like online order department, and I would just kind of walk around the store and shop for people all day, and the job itself was great. Like, honestly, as far as retail jobs go, probably the best retail job I've ever had, in terms of like the workload and stuff. My problem was I had an incredibly abusive boss, like verbally and emotionally, just, she's bad. No one liked her. She still works there, and I wish that she didn't, because honestly I wouldn't mind working there 1 or 2 days a week for some extra spending money, because all the people in our department were wonderful. And she like would constantly belittle people, and she had for some reason a target on my back for a very long time. And I'm not really sure why. She just kind of picked me and went, "You are my problem now." I think it was because I oftentimes would point out the things that she was not doing right in her job. It was a common occurrence that other people in our department, myself included, and also including Mod Tim, because we worked at the same place for a very long time, would have to like correct her and do her job for her because she literally just couldn't do it. And so it kind of came to a head after she had done a bunch of other things to me that were just super nasty and mean. And then one day I came into work and she left like a really nasty passive-aggressive note on my food that was just mean and awful, and was kind of my final straw. I walked away crying and tried to go and kind of have a normal day and just be like, "Nope, it's fine. You'll get over it. Just let it go. It's fine." And when I got out onto the floor, I started crying, and I was like, "Nope, I don't want to cry in front of customers. Going back inside, gonna take my 15-minute break, like just a little bit early." And she cut me off in our stock room and like ignored completely the fact that at this point I was bawling my eyes out, to try to tell me to go and do stuff for her. And she like wouldn't let me pass her. Like, this is the kind of woman she is. She sees one of her employees crying and like completely ignores it. And I literally, I'm so proud of myself because I am not like a loud person. When I am angry, I normally don't say anything because I don't like being angry, and I don't really like, I don't like defending myself. I can defend other people just fine, but when it comes to me, I have trouble with it. But I absolutely went off on her. I told her that no one in this department liked her, no one respected her because she couldn't do her job, that she is the reason why people in our department are having like depression problems because she had made multiple other employees in our department cry before. Like she was just really nasty. And I went off on her and I was like, I quit, get away from me. And I walked out while bawling my eyes out. But it was really scary at the time. And I was super nervous because, you know, that was how I was making a living. And I was so nervous when I went home. And I remember I told Mavis and a bunch of the other people who were in like the VTuber space with me that I was close to at the time. And it was like Mavis and Yuka, I think, who I love, both of whom I love very much. Oh my goodness. They were both like, out your boss right now. Tell us your store location. And people actually like left negative reviews of on my store for me on my behalf because of how she treated me. And I got so many commissions.
In the John Mulaney voice, do you want me to kill this lady for you? Because she sounds like she sucks and I'll totally kill her for you.
For legal reasons, Twitch staff, that's a joke. But I was so floored by just like the amount of support that I got that month, because I explained what happened on Twitter, and that, like, you know, obviously I was super nervous because I was making a decent amount of money at art at that point, but it wasn't like enough to pay all my bills, and I was super scared about it. And I got so much support after that from all of you lovely people, that I was able to not have to get another day job, and this is just what I do now, which has always kind of been my dream. And I know that it's like kind of a sad story, or it seems very sad, but honestly I wouldn't change it. I got to walk out of my job with my head kind of held high. Admittedly, it was very emotional, but like I was able to walk out of my job saying like, no, you don't get to treat me like that. No one gets to treat me like that. And because of that, I am here now, and I have all of you.
Yes, my lawyers have advised me to specify that's a joke. So, /J. Ha ha. Unless.
Thank you, Beauregard. It was funny, I was approached about it later. Corporate was angry, but not angry enough to get rid of her. Yeah, I wish that they were. I wish they took that more seriously. Like, because it's not just me. Like, I still think back about the time we found out one of our coworkers at one point was about to be homeless, which, like, is a huge deal, right? And so she was expecting a fucking phone call that was supposed to be like, you know, her getting set up in a better living situation so she wouldn't have to, you know, be homeless, because Jesus Christ. And I remember our fucking boss getting angry at her when she took the phone call, and like she didn't even like do anything wrong. She just said, hey, I'm gonna go take my 15 like a couple minutes early because I'm getting a phone call.
You're proof that good things happen to good people.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But like she was just like going like, hey, I'm gonna go take my break a couple minutes early because I'm getting that really important phone call. And like our whole department knew about the situation with her, including our boss. And our boss like screamed at her about it and like made her cry. It's like she's about to be homeless. Let her go and take the damn phone call that makes sure she has a place to live. Oh my goodness. But like I'm so glad that I have all of you, because like seriously, I know that seems like a relatively heavy subject, but honestly, like I love all of you so much, and I really appreciate everything that all of you do for me and how much support I get on my art now and just everything. It's so wonderful, and thank you all so much, really. Like, if all of you like my crazy story times where I talk about all the crazy bullshit that I've gone through at this day job and many others, I have so many stories, y'all. I mean that. I have so many fucking stories. Retail is a hellscape, and I have worked in it for a very, very long time. Bit off topic and less serious. Where are the moobs? The moobs are... 1 minute. Where are they? Let me drag this back over into the right screen. They're right here. These are the moobs. They're right here. We have them. Love you too in a completely streamer-friendly, non-parasocial manner. Absolutely. Whenever I say I love you, I want you all to know that I do mean that in a completely platonic and not weird way, by the way. I am just one of those people who I feel like we should, tell each other that we care more often. That is just a thing that I do. So if that bothers anyone, I apologize. It is not meant in a weird way. But we do have the moves. Where is my head layer? It's gone. The head layer, like, disappeared. Where'd it go? That's the boo tail, boo body. Head. There we go. I do love the cape design. Super hard capes are fucking dope. They are. I love capes. If violence isn't the answer, you aren't asking the right question, y'all. Y'all are misbehaving today. Violence is not the answer most of the time. I'm doing just like a one layer mouth layer because this character isn't going to be
Currently in the
mouth.
midst making a model for live 2D. Any tips?
Currently in the midst of making a model for live 2D. Any tips? Yes, actually. Let me, hold on. I'm opening another tab. 1 second. Because I always forget this person's name. Live 2D tutorial. The reason I am able to make live 2D models the way I am is because of two people. There is someone named Carrot Karomi on YouTube, and then also there is, where are they? Yoshino Art. I will actually type both of their names into the chat real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Violence isn't an answer, it's a question. The answer is yes.
Is it? Is it, Beauregard? But let me type their names into chat because if anything, like, watch tutorials, see how people do things. The reason that this model looks the way it does, because I drew and rigged my
I'm a
own model.
follower of Tia. If violence isn't the answer, then it's usually not a big deal.
Okay, you know what? That's fair to me. But I love, it's Caro. I'm going to spell their name wrong, or no. It's C-A-R-R-O-T. Karomi and Yoshino Art. Those two, their tutorials are amazing. Carrot Karomi has a whole, like, live streamed video, basically, that they put up on their YouTube. That's just a stream that they did where they went through ringing a model and their whole process with it. It's very in-depth. It's a very long video. And if you don't want something that long and you want something a little bit more specified of, like, breaking things down, Yoshino Art has a whole series on how you can rig models and how you should draw models in order for them to be rigged. It's so good. I so highly recommend it. And on top of that, just like as a general tip, if you think you need one part to break something down, make it 2 parts. If that makes any sense at all. If there's something that you're not sure how to break down, if you can find more ways to break it down in more ways. Because you will always get better looking rigs the more you break something down. Because the more you break it down, the more easy it's going to be to
As a
rig it in the
follower of
future.
Loki, if the answer isn't violence, then the answer is be stubborn or chaotic.
Oh, I'm so glad we have more Loki followers in here. Hi, I'm a Norse pagan and I'm also Lokian. My worst work experience was at the casino. That was true hell on earth. I had to work 6 days a week with 12-hour days being cook and cashier. Oh my god, Deanie, I am so sorry. But, the other thing that I would say when it comes to rigging, do not discount, what you do when you are making art meshes. Art meshes are so important. I say this knowing that I absolutely did default meshes for this model that you see in front of you. Be better than me. I did not know how important they were when making this model, and while I think this model does look very good, I'm very proud of how this model came out. I know it would look so much better if I had done custom art meshes. Custom art meshes can be the difference. Like, the big thing with me is, like, let me hold on, we're gonna make myself a little taller. Hi, I am tall now. I am covering the chat. But you can see that I have striped pants. If I had gone and made custom art meshes for my striped mesh, for my striped pants, you could actually like have me turn back and forth more, and you'd be able to see the stripes get bigger and smaller as I turn to and from away from you. It makes it much more detailed. Art meshes, what is that? Art meshes are something in Live 2D that you use in order to essentially make it so your model can move. They're just like a grid pattern, basically, that goes over the top of the art that you created, and then you can take that grid pattern and take any corner of the grid and move it back and forth, and it affects the artwork. It's very, very important to Live 2D rigging, and when you do it, which you'll actually probably see a little bit of the art meshing here on stream today, provided that we have time for it. That is, am I on a new layer? Hang on. Yes, I am. You will most likely see that at some point on stream today, and I can show y'all what art meshes are once we get into Live 2D. One of the other things I like to do, and this is just with like animated pieces in general, it doesn't, not really so much for models, because for models you draw the whole model. There's no like cutoff point normally. So what I do is I make another background layer that's different from the paper layer that's like default in Clip Studio, and I make my canvas bigger when I go to start drawing things. Change canvas size. I'm just gonna make this like 1,000 pixels bigger on any side. So you can kind of see, like, I actually had a bigger sketch here before as well. But what we can now do is you can see the top of my head, so I'm gonna make a new folder, actually. Thank you for the save notification, we can do that. We have saved. But so I make a new folder for hair, even if it's just like a simple animation, because the hair layers tend to be the most, like, obnoxious when it comes to doing line art for Live 2D. So what I do is I go and I make like, that's the wrong color. But I'll make like this area here that's just the parts. Like where your hair parts, and it kind of goes underneath everything else. Doesn't have to be super perfect because no one's really going to see a lot of this, but you want to make it so, you know, if your hair needs to move back and forth a little bit, it doesn't affect the part area. Because that would look very weird moving back and forth like that. This is kind of the part that's attached to your forehead, so. So you make this, and I just normally label this part. If a character has a part anyway, some people just have bangs, so. And then you can draw the hair over top of that, like this. I need to zoom out a little more. My hair is a little long in front here. Everyone deserves cookies. I want a cookie. What kind of cookies do we have? Secret to my heart, chat. Feed me good food. I will love you forever. Also, everyone should make Tubi cookies. Tubi deserves all the cookies. But so you might think that this looks like a little bit weird right now because obviously everything is overlapping each other. But when it gets colored in, you're not going to be able to see any of the things that are behind each layer. So this one I'm just going to label fringe R. Also, I find it funny that I entered the giveaway with Cass's own art. I don't think I saw yours yet, Tubi. Wait, what did you enter with? I don't think I saw yet. I stopped looking at the post briefly because I was setting up for stream, so I haven't been looking at it in, like, the past 2 hours. Yeah, no, Tim also entered with my own art, because Tim wants me to draw, Strom, his lovely D&D character from my campaign, which, might happen, we'll see. It's gonna depend on all the other entries. I want to pick the winner based on just like what I think will look good in my style. So it's not going to be like a raffle where I do a random winner. I want to make sure that whoever the winner is something that I will enjoy working on. Oh, it's Horse Lady. Did you put Kelly in? I love Kelly. Tubi, you know how much I love Kelly. Kelly is one of Tubi's D&D characters who I would marry if given the opportunity. Kelly is the only valid horse. This is Fringe L. Miss Stoudenmeyer. Love that woman. I'm gonna separate these two bangs here. Get rid of that. Turn all this off real quick so I can see. You're gonna recognize my entry to your giveaway? Am I? Oh, now I'm very curious. Why do I have 4 arms? Hang on, hold on. When did that happen? What is going on? Toggles. What is happening? I must have clicked the 0 button when I went in because I have like an on-off switch that sometimes messes with all my toggles. I apologize for that. This is what happens when I type. When I stream, anytime I have to type, it messes with my toggles. I want to set up a new way of doing all my toggles. Moonbitch has like a wonderful Let's be honest, if we went through the list of people you'd marry, we'd be on page 7 by now. Hey, don't judge me for being a little bit of, you know, the H-O-R-E word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on Twitch or not. But I'm fine. I'm just polyamorous and gay, so of course I'm in love with everyone. You expect me to make decisions? No. I'm just gonna date everyone. I go and actually make this kind of... hang on. It'd be good if I could see where I was drawing. I want to make sure that that comes up through, so that way we can make sure it goes behind the other fringe properly. I'm thinking about entering my little purple tiefling because she's very much on my brain right now. Please enter Levkey in B. Oh my god, you know how much I love drawing Levkey. Levkey is B's D&D character from the last campaign that I DM'd. And I love she so much. I do in fact love she very, very much. I gotta draw her again. Hold on, I'm gonna do that. Do it! Do it! Do I want this to be separated out? So with the... how dare you! With the, hair back layer that I normally do... Yippee! But with the hair back layer that I normally do, a lot of times I keep it as one layer. It depends on what kind of hairstyle someone has. Thank you for the hydrate and also the save. We will save first. And for the hydration, thank you for the head pats. So many yippies! But if you have something to drink, anything non-alcoholic counts. Please go ahead and tell me what you're drinking in the chat, and then take a fucking sip, babes. Thanks for joining us. I have peach water, as I said before. Just consistently interrupting you, sorry. It is perfectly alright, Saphira. But so for the hair back layer, because my hair back is so simple, and this is also a very simple rig, I'm probably gonna make the hair back all one layer. I don't normally do that when it's a full live 2D model. Normally each of these spikes would kind of be a separate layer, so that way I could get them to really bounce back and forth, independently of everything else in the hair, but it doesn't really need to be that way on a simple head rig, so we're just gonna kind of whoop. I have finished my previous drink and returned to water. Dr. Pepper homebrew. Wait, what is Dr. Pepper homebrew? Arya, that sounds interesting. Also, not my brain going Dr. Pepper homebrew. Is that D&D related because of who I am as a person? Ooh, the Monster Ultra Paradise. Those are good. I like the strawberry kiwi ones. It's weird, I don't actually normally like kiwi drinks either, and I really liked that one. Oh, SodaStream. Okay, I see. But so we're just gonna kind of do this. And once I know that something is probably going to not be viewed in animation when I'm doing a simple rig like this, I just kind of like, boop, and then connect it up. Because you're not really going to see any of those parts. They're all going to be behind the head. I fizz it and add the syrup at home. Arya, that sounds so awesome. This just gets labeled hair back. We got The front bangs are done, that's done. Okay, I just need to make my mullet layers. So the mullet, I think I am gonna do a couple separate layers for. By the way, mullets are king. If you don't have a mullet, you should get one. This is a threat. Slash J. So no head. Please, I should get just like the little clip of the guy throwing his skateboard on the ground. Make that a redeem. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go and make this come down like this. This bottom part doesn't really matter, so you can see where the headshot is going to be clipped. It's the darker gray area. So anything outside of there you won't really see too much of unless it's a moving piece. I'm not in the mullet gang, I'm in the Deathhawk gang. Deathhawks are also very cool. I've also got flavor drops. I could totally recreate Dr. Pepper berries and cream at home. Aria! Aria, I want that! That sounds so yummy! What the fuck? So, mullet R1. Normally for the hair pieces, if I'm doing like a specific piece of hair like a mullet, I just label it by like type. So it's mullet, and then it's whatever side it's on, so left or right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of that. Which, of course, every time I type that while we're streaming is going to fuck with my model toggles. I apologize. But then we'll just make like the secondary piece that comes off of here. Clean that up a little bit. Also, grapefruit Dr. Pepper sounds absolutely lit. The berry drops I have are also caffeinated, so I can have a little extra boost if needed. That sounds fucking amazing. What the hell? Mullet R2. Stop making my toggles go insane. YouTube Studio. I need to fix how my toggles work because every time I type on stream, it's a problem. God forbid numbers are involved. Then same thing here, just kind of bring this up. Mullet R3 is going to be what this is. There we go. I may be a SodaStream fangirl. That is understandable, honestly. It sounds very fun. I use numpad for my toggles, but it's also how you go to different views in Blender, so that's a mood. Yeah, I need to get, like, the hand toggles set up so I can just, like, make a peace sign at my camera and have it do things instead, because it's such a pain. Once I get a full VTuber model, I'm gonna make sure I have a stream deck for toggles. I wish I had a stream deck. Add that to the list of things I need to save up for and buy. So this is gonna kind of come like this. One of my eyes is suddenly missing, and so is the rest of my face. Let's put the rest of my face back on. Isn't this beautiful art, chat? Doesn't this make so much sense? Every time I do my line art for anything animated, I always look at it at the end of it and go, this looks like scribbles. Yippee! This one's gonna be like this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm cheating. I'm copying the number 1, and so I don't have to, like, press the number pad. So it's mullet L. This is actually technically 2. It helps that I can customize the sugar content and I can get the syrups, which make 4 2 liters each. Oh wow, that's awesome. That's like fantastic, Aria. This little piece up here. The main piece of the mullet I also want to be like a full connected piece, which I'll show why when we go to do coloring, which will be momentarily, actually. This is kind of the last thing we really need to do here. And there's obviously, like, when I first go to color things, there's going to be a lot of adjustments that we make, just because, obviously, drawing through like this gets a little confusing and you can't see things clearly, so it changes a little bit. So, you know, gotta change things as you go, as needed. So I would say, Sim, for that situation, it's like a synchronicity. I wouldn't use the phrase karma just because, quite frankly, people misappropriate that word like no tomorrow, especially in America. But I would say it's a synchronicity when you notice a pattern like that. This is mullet L1. I know how to... Nope. Mullet L1. Thank you. I can type. It's nice to watch the process behind live 2D stuff. It can be very insightful when I work on designs for myself. Yeah, and like honestly, at some point I want to try testing something. I've always loved the idea behind GIF tubers, which are like PNG tubers, but they function as a GIF instead of a PNG, so they move slightly all the time. I really want to try to see if I can make a GIF tuber PNG at some point from work in live 2D, where instead of it just being individual frames, it's a GIF of something that I made in live 2D that goes back and forth. It's something that I want to do at some point, and I just haven't had the time for. But at some point we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be very fun. There's something that I'm missing here. Where's mullet L1? I can't read. I have these kind of lines going up like that. Yeah, I think that is just about everything, because the chest and stuff isn't going to move, so I don't have to worry about it being much bigger than everything else. Let me actually grab this and get rid of it. Yeah, that does not look bad at all. Can you describe the word you just said? It's a big word. So it's a synchronicity. It's the easiest way for me to describe it is that it's what most people try to call karma, which isn't actually what karma is. A synchronicity is a pattern or something that you notice that is repeated that can mean something to you. Most people would describe it as like a repeat coincidence or things like that, but people who are in witchy spaces talk about it as like sort of a magically inclined coincidence, if that makes any sense. This needs to be part of the hair back. And then let's see, is there anything else that I really need? I don't think so. No, we will see. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to actually take the chest, if I can find it. Oh, I didn't label that. White R. Also, label your layers as you go. You will get very, very confused if you're working in live 2D for art, and you don't label your layers as you go. Trust me, it's gonna get to be like 300 layers and you're gonna be very confused. One of my kiddo cats says hello. Hello, kitty! Thankfully, Gage is behaving himself today. For those who were not there for our, last stream, we beat Beyond Good and Evil, and Gage interrupted the final boss fight probably 12 times to try to climb on top of me, because he has decided that it is a good time to choose violence whenever I am doing something important. Ooh, you're doing the Final Fantasy DLC in Power Wash Sim? That's awesome, Aria. I need to buy Power Wash Sim. Chat, we should play Power Wash Sim together. Be very fun. So let's do... This isn't actually ever going to be seen, so it doesn't have to be neat, but you know. But basically, the reason why I've drawn this all on the outside of the sort of darker square area here is it's going to get cropped in Live 2D and you won't be able to see anything, but this lets the parts move properly. So let's get rid of everything except the head right now. And what we will do now is we will go through and we will start making all of the parts we need colored. I got it free on Game Pass. Ooh, that's awesome, Aria. I didn't know that it went through Game Pass. Oh, and the DLC is free? I didn't know that. That's really neat. There's so many games I need to buy, y'all. Let me zoom in on my actual model here and we'll just color pick because it's of me. Also, if you have a reference for your character, this is just a tip from an artist who does commissions. If you want your commissioner to love you, if you're commissioning art from someone, make sure that the ref you
I started Genshin Impact the other day. Your days free of destiny are numbered.
No! No! Tubi, no! Like, I'm glad you're playing Genshin, but no! Me and Tubi have an agreement that if Tubi plays Genshin and gets caught up on Genshin, the entire storyline, I will play Destiny. It's the only way you're gonna get me to play Destiny. But this is also where I normally color the line art and kind of clean it up just a little bit. What was I saying before that? Oh god. The thought of me having to play Destiny took over. Just relabel its head. So what I do, by the way, is whenever I'm doing base colors, I add the base color in, color the lines, and then merge the layers together, and then rename it whatever it needs to be. So let's do... where's the chest layer? All of this is currently out of order, so you have to do a lot of like reordering of the layers and stuff when you do it this way as well. You can do it in a way where you don't have to do that, but when I'm doing quick projects like this, there's no real need really to not just do it in whatever order and then redo all the layer ordering afterwards. On a finished model, however, that's like a full rig, please, for the love of God, for your own sanity, absolutely make sure you layer things in the correct order to begin with, or you're gonna have a bad time. Oh yes, yes, little tip from me to anyone who wants to do like, to work with an artist who does commissions. If you want us to love you, please let your reference have some form of color palette on it, especially if your reference that you're using is shaded. I do a lot of character sheets for people, and I always give people the option to have things either be shaded or unshaded. And admittedly, when people pick the shaded option, I always in my head go, okay, I'm just letting you know though, you're lucky that I make sure that I put color palettes and everything, because most artists enjoy working on things that aren't shaded when it comes to having references for a character, because it's easier for us to see. It just lets us look at the colors more cleanly, and it lets us focus on the design rather than like how pretty it looks, if that makes sense. Which is why I always give the option to have character sheets come unshaded for people to use, because that's actually how it works in most industry settings as well. If you're working in like the animation industry and what have you, the shading will be shown separately from the base sheet, and it's much easier for artists to see and work with in like an animation setting, or for like if you're working on a comic or a TV show, if those references aren't shaded, so you can color pick directly from off the model. Is that the cast but gay outfit? Well, gayer? Yes, it absolutely is, Mossy. Also, hello. Moss jump scare but on a bus? Mossy, I love you so much. You watch me in the most unhinged areas. I leave my refs unshaded and now I add color blob thingies to the reference. Exactly. If you do that, your artists love you. I just want you to know that. Anyone you ever work with, if you do that on your reference sheets, your artist is going to love you with a capital L. Actually, why did I merge that? That's not done being colored yet. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to get colored in just a little roughly, because no one's going to see anything down below there, so I don't personally care about that. I just kind of extend this out a little bit more, so that way, if somehow it does end up moving a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. Oop, why is that not? Actually, you know what? I am missing a line on the chest now that I think about it, because my vest isn't showing properly on any of that. It wouldn't show on this side, it would on this one, though. Like, right there. This would go like this. So that's my undershirt, and then you'd be able to see this area like this. I once watched a stream of yours during a math test. Mossy! Make sure you're keeping up on your schoolwork. Don't watch me during a math test. I love and appreciate you, but you need to make sure you're keeping up on schoolwork. Also, as someone who enjoys making fan art, it's so nice having easy access to someone's color palette. Exactly. It is so important when you are working with artists of any kind, or if you just want people to draw you, that you have some kind of reference, that like either a color palette or having your reference unshaded so they can color pick, to make sure that they know exactly what colors they're supposed to have. So many times I've been working with people, and when we go to talk about their color palette, it's confusing because either they have it fully shaded and there's no color palette, or like they use a lot of gradients, which means it's harder for me to color pick the actual colors that they are gradiating between when I am setting up my base colors. You got me through that math test, though. I got a decent grade, too. Okay, as long as you're keeping your grades up, I guess. But I would prefer it if you did your schoolwork and did not let me distract you. Also, this is a very small thing, but if you like colored line art and you enjoy doing colored line art styles, take your line art color of whatever you use for the colors on your model and put that in your color palette next to each base color. It's a really small thing, but it also helps me because if I want to use the exact same color palette, I can have the same line work colors as well to make sure that it stands out exactly the way it's supposed to. Actually, you know what? I'm silly. You know what? You wouldn't see any of that because that's not actually visible under the thing. It's fine. It's gonna look normal once it's finished being cropped and stuff. Fixing this. Me when I find a design ref sheet from a game I want to make fan art of. Oh, that's so valid. Dad is being dadly? How am I being dadly? I have done nothing dad-worthy today, other than making dumb dad jokes, which, like, is par for the course at this point. Let's see, where is my reference for Boo's colors? One sec. Get over here. Something I also really want to experiment with more is, like, people who do, frame-by-frame animation within Live 2D. Like, I've seen this on a lot of Fox VTubers recently, where they'll have the flames inside of their ears, or like, it's like either Nekomata or Kitsune VTubers do this a lot, it seems like. I love when the flames are like frame-by-frame animation. They are so cool looking, and at some point I really want to try that. I've never had to do anything like that before, though. The only OC of mine with a gradient is my Pumpkin Fursona with a gradient tail. See, gradients are really cool, and I like it when people use them. I just prefer, if you have gradients in your design, that you make sure that I have the actual colors that you are gradiating between and not just having to color pick from it, because it makes it much easier for me. Look at this stinky little face that he's making. So do I want to have it be like all this color? Beauregard, what do I want you to look like in this?
It's me. I am the cutest ghost. You can't change my mind.
You are correct, Boo. You are the cutest ghost. I will give you that one. You are a very scrungly little guy. There's something that I really wish that Clip Studio would let you edit. This is like a really small thing, and it's totally something that only I care about. But for anyone who like merges layers a lot in Clip Studio, if you merge a layer in Clip Studio, like you've got one layer above another and you combine them together, it keeps the name from the bottom layer. I wish it would keep the name from the top layer. I wish there was a way to edit that, and I don't think there is. Because every time I go to merge my layers together for Live 2D work, I have to rename every single layer twice, basically. But I refuse to have my layers not be named beforehand, because I will get confused and lost in whatever I'm working on if I do that. Have an Angie Boo form and it has tiny flames, then boom, excuse to Live 2D animate. I mean, that's not a bad idea. You know, I just wish that it was like an option. Like, if I could go to keep the name from the top layer instead, because that's just how my process works, that would be great. Hey Clip Studio, sponsor me so I can give you fun ideas like that to add to your program. That's only slightly /J. If Clip Studio ever sponsored me, I think I would cry, like happy cry. So this is gonna go behind here.
Who may win the cutest ghost award, but I win the cutest soggy undead possum that lives in the plumbing whose name is Tubi award. I hope.
You absolutely do, Tubi. You absolutely do. Where the heck? Oh no, how the heck did I just do that? Hang on. Oh no, I have made a terrible error. Hang on. One moment, y'all. Cass did an oopsie. Cass somehow merged their base layer on the chest with, their sketch. Hang on. That is thankfully a very easy fix. How do I want to do this? It'd be easy if I just select all of this. And select, invert selected area, get the heck out of there. There we go. Also, thank you so much for the offerings to the ghosts, Mossy. Every artist's worst nightmare is either drawing on the wrong layer or merging your layers together improperly and then realizing two of them that aren't supposed to go together are now. Now if I put all of this together, it looks like Boo is kind of behind me. Let me move his tail behind as well. But now it looks like he's poking up properly, and you can't see all the pieces moving together and behind each other. So next piece is the eye. Just gonna take my base color from my eyeball. And when I do this, I normally unclip this just for a moment so that way I can see. And then in my style, I actually do not have lines on my eyes. I make it all one color and then I shade it and blend it a little bit normally. You can actually see it on my eyes on my model right now. I'm gonna have a little crow with an eye patch, but he doesn't have a name yet. Oh my god, a baby. An absolute unit of a baby. We can reclip that, and
Dad,
now
help, I set the TV on fire and I don't know how.
No!
I was watching a silly little TV show, Boom Boom, Fire. I mean in the show a fire started. But that shouldn't light the TV on fire. Right?
Stop altering reality. You are making reality TV have a whole new meaning and is not a good one. Please do not make the TV react to what is going on the TV shows that you are watching using your magic. This happens every week. Every time I stream now. Beauregard sets something on fire. It is inevitable. I like to color, like, just the little end bits a little bit with the skin color on my eyes and then leave the rest black. And what I will also do is this needs to go to the bottom below everything else, except the eye white. Like that. He's gonna be sweet chaotic baby board stream buddy. Oh good, I'm so glad. And I'm going to take, there's a little piece here that didn't get colored in properly. Just like this. Stop having so many flammable things. Listen, it is not my fault that a lot of materials in a normal household are
Please
flammable.
tell me you didn't use the magical TV. That was a relic from a client. How do you always find a way to start a fire?
Oh no, has Beauregard started going through the basement again? All of Morgana's stuff is down there. Boo! Hold on, chat, hang on. I have to go yell at Beauregard. One moment, hang on. Hey! Get out of the basement! You're not supposed to be down there! I swear, he is so misbehaving today.
Oh.
I don't know why he
Well,
has
you
such a
see,
bad attitude.
Morgana. Bye. I can't help it. I just
Buddy.
like fire.
Your arsonist tendencies need to be stopped. He is such a pain in my neck. Alright, back to drawing.
Get back here, you piece of.
Oh no! The babies are fighting. Guys, no fighting while I'm streaming. This happens all the time, chat. All the fucking time. You know what? It's fine. I'm sure they'll be fine. If you hear an explosion, it's probably Morgana trying to blow up Beauregard.
It's not
fine.
a problem if I don't accept that it's a problem.
I don't think that's how that works, Beauregard. I have an idea, Cass. I have a commission probably on Wednesday, if not soon. Ooh, I am very curious to hear about that, Tubi. Tubi, when you want to go commission me, just let me know. Either through my forum or you can DM me just because we talk literally all the time. And I will get you set up once my commissions are open. I'm hoping that they will be open at some point early next week. I am trying to get through things so that way they are set up so I can open more slots next week. Hopefully before Wednesday. I'm hoping by Monday. We'll see. How do you feel about the Bat family? Like Batman? Like Batman himself?
No, no, it is absolutely how it works. I say so.
Beauregard, no. Beauregard, no. He's such a pain in the neck. Also, is my model, like, lagging? What is happening right now? I apologize if my model's lagging a little bit, chat. Like Batman and the Robin, so I'm not, like, a huge fan of Batman as a whole.
I'll make sure the problem
Robin,
go
though.
away then. You're the problem in quest, you bloody ghost.
No. Be nice, Morgana. He's just joking. He just likes to be stinky and cause trouble. I swear, these two are going to be the death of me. Hang on, what layer is that on? What? I'm looking at this. What layer are you on? Did I put you on the wrong layer? Where is my eyelid bottom? Is it part of the eyelid bottom? No. Where is that? What the fuck layer is that? Oh no, I've made a terrible error. I don't know if it was me, but your model and the stream are just a little laggy. Are they? That's not great. Hang on. One moment, I'm going to break things, inevitably. That should not be happening. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it connected me to the wrong internet again. No, I'm on the right one.
Ow.
That's really
Ow.
weird.
Okay, fine, stop.
This is what you get, Beauregard. You know not to go through Morgana's stuff. She has claws. She will use them. That's weird. I'm on the right... Okay, chat. I'm going to do something. This might end the stream. I promise I will be right back if that is the case. If this ends the stream, don't freak out. Just refresh the page.